I think I've endured enough. I think any more of this, I'm probably gonna start taking psychic damage or something like that. We got another Hollow Knight review. So I recognize this name.
Yeah, I recognize the profile picture.
I feel this is just something that I have to bring up here. What is it with, like, 95-ish% of, like, all of the anti-woke losers and just straight up not being asked to, like, actually have, like, an original, like, profile picture or something like that? It's usually, like, something from, like, an established, like, a series or something like that, and they just, like, sully it with their fucking opinion. Or anime. Usually 9 times out of 10 it's anime. Freddy Fazbear. Also, what the fuck is this? What is this MS Paint disaster over here in the corner? Hang on. You guys gotta see this shit. Which one is me? Which one is me? It's this one. Look at this fucking MS Paint clip art disaster in the corner here. Look at this dumb shit.
Looks like, hold on. I need a full and what the hell? Looks like some 9-year-old just drew that and decided to call it quits right there. And
Sandy disappeared. Oh no. But let's see here.
Piece of Hollow Knight Silk Song, and since I've never really played Hollow Knight before,
I already don't like this person because their voice is fucking obnoxious.
I haven't played Hollow Knight before.
I thought, what better time to go back and play this quote-unquote masterpiece, this masterpiece of a game, to go back and play the Mona Lisa of video games, this Vincent van Gogh of video games, than right now. I think it's the perfect time to play Hollow Knight, and I'm just going to be upfront about it, okay? I think this game is extremely overrated, especially when you compare it to the greats of the Metroidvania genre, or even other games such as Bloodstained, which maybe this is a hot take, I don't know. Maybe this will piss off a few, you know, fedora-tipping Redditors, but
I don't think you should be the one talking about fedora-tipping Redditors when you unironically sound like a fedora-tipping Redditor. People who use overrated don't understand what overrated means. Yeah, exactly. I cannot wait to see what your fucking critique of Hollow Knight is, and if it's fucking stupid, I'm going to make fun of you.
I think Bloodstained Ritual of the Night is better than Hollow Knight is in almost every single aspect.
You know, everything Latina Parfait he says is based and correct.
Oh no, don't tell me that this fucking bitch is a fucking synthetic man. Oh, I feel 2024 me awakening right now. I feel 2024 me awakening right now.
Now I'm just going to make this clear right now before somebody in a wheelchair, you know, rolls up in their fucking wheelchair, raises their hand and is like, fuck you, motherfucker! How dare you say that Hollow Knight is a masterpiece? Fuck you!
I'm sorry, wait, hang on, there is so much we aren't even in the fucking review yet. You spent 1 minute and 15 seconds whining, and like comparing the game to a bunch of other games, one of which was Metroid, what was it, Metroid fucking Fusion? Or, no, Metroid Prime. And now you're, like, stereotyping Hollow Knight fans as wheelchair-ridden Mexicans? Oh, that's a flag of India. Okay, never mind. It's not much better. It's not much better. It's still kind of fucking racist.
I just want to say this, okay? Calm down. Just because I think the game is overrated or not a masterpiece doesn't mean I think the game is bad or not good. For whatever reason, people can't accept the fact that games don't always have to fall on polar ends of the fucking scale, okay? That being, wow.
You being a fan of Synthetic Man and saying that is, bitterly ironic. Especially given that people like Synthetic Man usually only sway towards one side or the other on a fucking game. So, yeah, already with this video, I'm pretty sure your big daddy Synthetic Man is probably gonna come across this video and is gonna go like, how dare you not pick sides, fucking fence sitter.
Wow, bro, this game is a masterpiece and the best thing since canned bread. And wow, dude, this is the biggest piece of shit game I've ever played in my entire life. Like, this game unironically made my grandma kill herself. Like, games can fall somewhere in the...
I'm beginning to wonder if you've even scripted this video, because by now I would have actually gotten into the fucking review instead of bitching and whining the entire time. This is not making me want to watch the rest of your review if literally the beginning of it is basically you complaining, then comparing it to older games, then bringing up a Synthetic Man clip, then being subtly racist, and then continuing to bitch. Like, that's so far all I've gotten so far.
the middle, you know? Not everything needs to be in the extremes of either dog shit or masterpiece. Just because we get a decent or even good modern game doesn't mean or make it a masterpiece because everything else that's releasing in comparison is dog shit, okay? Like, I don't know, South of Wakanda, Assassin's Creed, we was
Hang on, I need to back up here. Let's hear all the racist stereotypes. Come on, just get them out.
releasing in comparison is dog shit, okay? Like, I don't know, South of Wakanda, Assassin's Creed, we was Kangs in the shadows and shit, man. FBC.
At this point, just say the N-word!
Usually.
Also, I just remembered something that was brought up earlier in this video, which was like, you know, just because a game is better than the other releases during that time, it doesn't mean it's a masterpiece. When did Hollow Knight release again? 7 years ago? How long ago was that? 2018?
2017.
What else? 2017, 2018. What other games came out during that time? Celeste, if I remember correctly, came out during that time. Undertale was still really big during that time. Deltarune Chapter 1 came out during that time. Literally, it was banger after banger after banger during that time, and people still were calling Hollow Knight a fucking masterpiece. But, like, I just feel like I should mention the whole point of, oh, just because it's better than the other games during that time doesn't mean that it's a masterpiece kind of falls flat on its face when you realize that it was released during a time in which it was, like, the indie boom. Like, it was the time in which indie games were starting to get really fucking big, and it was basically masterpiece after masterpiece. Celeste is fucking awesome, Undertale was awesome, Deltarune Chapter 1 was fucking fun as shit, and then this game came out, and people are still calling it a masterpiece when it was released during the time in which those titans were released. As is typical with these anti-woke losers, they don't know anything about video games.
I don't need to beat a game or play it for 40 hours for a game to get good. And no, I'm not even joking. Somebody in my chat when I was live streaming this game unironically says it doesn't get good until you beat the game and start your second, run, your second playthrough. Like, you
Okay, well, that kind of person is actually just kind of dumb, because even with the rage that I do have whenever I play Hollow Knight and Silksong, I still really fucking like the games. I swear to God, if you're going to be basing your opinion based off of one chatter that quite literally just, even to me, comes across as somehow even dumber than you, then I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be able to take you seriously from here on out. But yeah, like, something kind of just tells me that this is one of those instances where you just kind of went into a game wanting to dislike it just because everybody else was saying that it was a really good game.
Let's just be honest, let's keep it a $1.33. From what I've played, I think this game is just very mediocre, like a 6 out of 10 at best. Maybe a 5 out of 10, just middle of the road. This game truly doesn't do anything.
Well, at least you aren't like IGN, where a 6 is a failing grade and thus unplayable, so I mean...
Hasn't also either done or done better. In my opinion, the cons of this game far outweigh any and all the pros of this game.
I'll see you guys.
I'm sorry, wait, hang on, I gotta listen to that again.
The cons of this game far outweigh any and all the pros of this game.
Okay, that is actual just straight up bullshit. You can just say you have a skill issue.
So with all of that out of the way, I'll just give a little overview of the genre in the game if for some reason you've never played or...
Why are you using footage of Metroid Prime?
Yeah.
Metroid Prime is entirely different. Just because it has Metroid in the title doesn't mean that it's necessarily a Metroidvania.
I mean, still, it's like, it plays completely different
Yeah,
to every other one.
Just...
have some huge map to explore, and you'll learn new upgrades and power-ups throughout your journey of the game. These new power-ups usually give you new abilities to further explore the world through, backtracking. You'll, for example, at the start of the game, see some areas just out of reach that you just can't make it. You just can't jump that far, okay? Or you'll see high up areas along the walls. Well, you'll eventually get things like an air dash to make those, further jumps you couldn't before, and also wall jumping so you can, jump up walls. So you'll need to backtrack to these previously explored areas and further explore them to find new hidden paths, secrets, bosses.
Yeah, and that's the thing that Hollow Knight does. You're literally showing gameplay of that said thing going on, and you were saying that, you're bringing this up as if Hollow Knight supposedly breaks this formula and makes a mess out of it.
Which this type of gameplay is usually pretty fun and rewarding. And notice how I said usually, because in the case of Hollow Knight, it's not that fun and rewarding due to multiple factors such as needing to find the guy to purchase a map in every single new area, meaning you're going to be
You don't...
So,
Yeah,
you don't need to find him.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to find him. I mean, hell, even with Silk Song, I'm pretty sure that there's like some maps I haven't even unlocked yet, and I was still able to make it through just through sheer fucking force of will alone. Same thing with Hollow Knight. You don't need to find the map guy.
Wandering around the levels like a fucking raid until you find the...
Okay, no, never mind. You shot any point that you could have had into the foot. Jesus fucking Christ. I need to just go on a rant here about that particular word, okay? And it's not that I'm offended by it, okay? Far from it. I don't give a shit if you use it. But I just feel like the kinds of people who regularly use it just don't have the creativity to call someone or something stupid in more than one way. I'm more offended by the lack of creativity at play whenever people use that word. It's just like, you have the entire wealth of the English language at your disposal, and the only thing that you can think of is le funny 3-syllable word? Buddy, I can call you stupid in 5 different methods and you won't understand half of them because of how stupid you are. Like, these fucking rock brain fucking Cro-Magnon over here can't be fucked to come up with anything creatively, so they just use the same word over and over again like it's the most original thing ever. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's getting exhausting at this point. It's fucking boring.
The map also doesn't update unless you sit on a bench, meaning even if you have...
Yeah. Okay, and?
It works that way in most... It worked that way in the 80s. It works that way in, like, most of these games, where you have to uncover the map.
Yeah, again, I feel...
Oh, no! Uncovering a map? Oh, fuck! How do I do that? Jesus Christ.
I mean, let's put it this way. It could always be worse. It could always be like fucking Elden Ring, where you have to find some fuck-off area of the fucking map in order for you to find a map fragment to figure out where the fuck you're going.
Have the map when you're exploring unexplored rooms, you don't know where the fuck you're at or where you're going. Yeah, that basically sums up the Hollow Knight experience. It's one of...
That's the experience with, like, any game that requires exploration. Like, have you ever played any game that... I'm beginning to wonder if you've even played those older Metroidvanias that you were, like, jacking off earlier. Like, you're suddenly now talking about this like it's a fucking bad thing, like it's the biggest sin against humanity.
Like, you'll open the map, right, and be like, okay, where do I go next? You see a little area you missed halfway across the map, and surely that's where you're supposed to go, until you get there and realize you can't access the room without a power-up that you don't have. So now you just wasted 20 minutes of your life, and you need to look at the map again and repeat this process till you finally end up finding the correct area to head to. And you all...
Yeah, it just reminds me of,
most people, when they see a dead end, oh, cool, now I can go a different direction.
Yeah, exactly.
This is fuck, a dead end, god damn it.
Yeah, this shit is like that fucking DSP mentality, like fucking hell, dude.
Every game that's just decent or maybe above, you know, average, a masterpiece, because they are starving like polar bears during global warming for, you know, new good games. Not to mention...
Again, this game was released in 2018, I'm not going to repeat myself.
But 9 times out of 10, your reward is just going to be money. I guess for all the people who like to...
Which, I mean, is pretty fucking cool anyways, I guess, depending on the kind of run back that I have to deal with. Bro, who the fuck actually gives a shit?
Not to mention, I'd rather have games where it's, like, literally overpriced to buy everything and it's hard to get money than a game where you get way too fucking much money and there's nothing to spend it on, okay? So your reward in this game for exploring is useless money, and oftentimes your other reward will be some Quirk Chungus Dark Souls style NPC where you'd probably need...
You're complaining about Redditors earlier, you're using, like, this quirky Redditor lingo. Buddy, try to... why am I asking for consistency from someone like this?
Need to watch some 12-hour documentary to understand the lore of. And that just gives you useless...
Or, you know, you could just pay attention to the fucking game!
Fucking tidbits, you know, of information that mean really fucking nothing in the grand scheme of things. Which brings me to another thing, the Souls-like elements and influence of this game. Like, I seriously can't be the only one who's getting sick of Souls-likes in every game needing to have...
You're acting like this game was released, like, 2 months ago and they're suddenly coming out with it. Again, this was released in 2018. Elden Ring wasn't even a thought in people's minds, and, like, I don't even think Liza P even existed back then either.
No, 2018?
Yeah, 2018, 2017, I'm not sure if those games even existed back then. But, like, at the exact same time, why are you bitching about this?
To retrieve them, and if you don't, you lose them all. I really don't understand why people continue to praise indie games that just recycle and regurgitate the same shit AAA games do. Most of these indie games have...
Gee, hold on, wait, no, you don't get to complain about indie games recycling old shit. Call of Duty would like to tell to you, like, fucking most of the games that people like Pokemon's actually especially huge on this. No, you do not get to complain and be like, oh no, all these indie games are about the same thing. fuck you. AAA games are far worse.
Yeah,
At least with indie games, they try to put twists on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero fucking originality. Like, most indie games at this point are basically either Metroidvanias, 2D platformers like Metroidvanias, roguelikes or roguelites, and, farming simulators. Wow.
The entire catalog of New Blood and Apogee would like to have a word with you.
So is the combat at least fun? And I'll just be honest, no, not really. The combat in this game is extremely simple and basic. The entirety of the combat pretty much boils down to run up to the enemy, you see the enemy, run up to it, and press the attack button, then move back as the enemy attacks, and repeat the process till the enemy is...
To the enemy and press the attack button? Oh, wow.
Have you played a video game?
If you break down any game fucking ever, you end up getting that as an idea.
Have you ever played a video game?
Like,
I just need to ask.
It's literally the simplest fucking thing in the world.
I'm sorry.
Brother.
Like, this is an actual legitimate question. Have you ever played a video game? Like, ever. Like, any video game at this point. Because I'm beginning to wonder if you've ever played anything at all up until this point. Because if you haven't, you shouldn't be fucking talking, and you need to sit the fuck down and let the big boys and girls continue having fun.
And if you don't know where the blacksmith is to upgrade your sword or nail, which, let's just be real, if this is your first time playing, you're not going to know where the fuck it is and can easily miss.
Again, you're complaining about something that is a common thing with anyone's first playthrough, you fucking moron.
Yeah, you don't know, and then you know. It's like, oh my gosh, the game's gotta tell me everything in a tutorial, bro. Please.
And again, I feel like that if the game was telling you everything, then you would bitch about that. You see, there's no winning with these kinds of people, like, fuck.
Which you'll be limited on since, you only have a limited number of them. It's running up to the enemy, baiting out an attack by getting close, get a single hit off, then just run back and rinse and repeat. Wow, truly engaging and fun gameplay, am I right?
Me, when you've basically summarized almost any fucking game with combat ever. Again, if you literally, like, boil down any game that has combat, that's basically any game with fucking combat. I think I've seen enough. I think I've seen more than enough. This was fucking mind-numbing.
You know what we could have done instead of this? We could have watched Server Blight instead of that.
You know, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll take a look at Server Blight tomorrow. I want to play fucking Hollow Knight in spite of this.